Hello, family, friends, fans. It is C-Man, and I'm here with probably my last broadcast for a little bit, but that's not important. As you can tell, I was doing this in honor of Match Day. In case you didn't catch on, that was a match from my iPhone. Oddly enough, I have no matches in my house. Kind of weird. Anyway, so I had a request from several people, some new people that I was able to meet online, as well as some old friends of mine, including NZ Diva and Tay Griff. But anyway, the point is I'm doing this just kind of as a video to introduction to residency and match day in fourth year. It's a pretty tough time. Fourth year is a fantastic year. You have plenty of time off. You should travel or do whatever you want to do, really. Fourth year, I suggest gearing your fourth year as well, trying to gear your vacation days. Don't use them all for your studies and everything. You'd be surprised how many rotations are very open to you going to interviews and studying for boards and everything, and allowing you to go take them. So try to work with that and save your vacation for some fun stuff, because residency is going to be a tough time. So moving on. So residency application process, we'll start there. You have to do everything through this like national computerized thing where you submit your application, questions, personal statements, letters of recommendation. Everything is submitted through a central site, and these guys take your stuff and they basically send it to the programs that you choose to send it to. You have to pay them to send to X number of programs. So you pay for, like, I think it's your first 20 is like groups, so you make one payment, but then everything afterward is like additional money. So each program, like each next 10 programs cost this much, next 20 programs will cost this much, and then finally, if you get up high enough, you'll pay for each program individually. It can be very expensive. I spent probably, I think, 500 something to apply to 35 programs. That was probably pretty low for ear, nose, and throat. You probably should apply to more like 50 or more, because you'd be surprised the more competitive you get, like dermatology or surgical subspecialties, radiology, you tend to get very few interviews for the amount of applications you send out. So it can be a very daunting task. So anyway, so by the way, if the website you're curious about it, it's ERAS, okay? So that's the residency application site, and so if you're curious about it, you can look at it. It's pretty much just don't screw with it until you get there. But you also have to pay a separate site to match, okay? So you pay a separate site to actually apply for. It's the National Residency Match Program, NRMP, National Residency Match Program. That is the site you pay to rank, okay? So you pay money to them, and you, just like the application process, you have 20 programs that you can pay for a flat fee, and each program after that you pay additional fees. Why would you rank more than 20? I'm not sure, but some people do. Is it likely that you'll get outside probably even your top 10? No, probably not. You'll probably, if you have 10 or more programs, you'll probably get in your top 10. But I know some people that got their 12th pick, okay? So that doesn't apply hard and fast. I won't tell you what pick I got, because that's confidential. I don't want my program to ever find out, and I don't need to know where they ranked me. They may have ranked me last, for all I know. Doesn't matter though. I got in. So, saying all that, you then applied all this, then you go on interviews. The interview season is typically from November to January. There is some, differences depending on early match. If you apply through early match, then forget everything I just said, because you're doing a separate program, okay? Early match would be like ophthalmology, urology, that's U-R-O-ology, okay? So dealing with the male genitals. And they do early match. Early match is a totally different process. They match like in January, I think. They figure out where they're going. And so their application process is very different. So I don't know much about that. But our match day is, everyone finds out March 17th where you're going. Now, The week of March 17th, that Monday, you figure out if you matched, okay? So that Monday, like the 13th, you figure out, okay, I matched or not. If you didn't match, what you'll be doing up to March 17th is you'll be going through what's called Scramble. Scramble is where you basically try to obtain or try to get into a program based on the fact that you didn't match to any on your rank list. So what the ERAS site does is release a list of programs that don't have anyone in their spot to be filled. So they have an open spot. And you call with your program, your home program, you call those programs and you try to say, hey, can I get in? Am I allowed? And they'll match you like on the spot if they want you or if they'll take you. Now, that's a bad position to be in usually because there's not many open spots usually. And depending on your subspecialty, there might be almost none. Okay, so like really competitive specialties, if you're in Scramble, you're probably in trouble. So try to avoid that. Try to go on a lot of interviews. If you're in a very competitive specialty and you have any question, apply for a backup. What do I mean by that? I mean that you can, for instance, ear, nose, and throat for me, if I wanted to do a backup, I could have also gone on, like say, family medicine interviews or internal medicine interviews. You can interview for as many subspecialties as you want, and then you form your list based on those interviews. So I could have put 4 ENT programs, then 6 family medicine or 6 internal medicine programs if I'd interviewed there. I can rank any order I want. So, but the catch is wherever you get matched, okay? So if you put anything on your rank list, you have to be willing to go there, okay? So if you don't want to go someplace, don't put it on your rank list, okay? If it's out completely, just don't even put it on your rank list. That may force you to scramble, but at least you won't be going there. Let's see, anything else? Oh yeah, my number one recommendation, people are always like, what's your recommendation? What's your recommendation? When you get to third year, you'll probably start asking your fourth years the same thing. My number one recommendation is have someone help you go over your application, someone you trust, typically in your program. So find, like for me, like an ear, nose, and throat mentor, show them your personal statement, show them tell them who you want, to be writing your letters of recommendation. They'll guide you along the way. What I tell people is the best letters of recommendation come with the most titles, okay? So your chairman, you need a letter of recommendation from your chairman of your department that you're interested in. Anyone else? Professor, okay? And then you can maybe get an assistant professor, and then maybe an associate professor, but professors have the most tenure and they tend to have the most clout, so you probably want to go with them. If you go on away rotations anywhere outside your program, you can get a letter of recommendation from their chairman. I did. I went to KU Med, University of Kansas Medical Center for ENT, and I got a letter from their chairman. He was one of my letters I sent to multiple interview places, okay? So that's always an option. The second and probably even more important piece of advice I have for people is don't trust anyone. Do not trust anyone. You may think I'm crazy. You may think I'm being a jerk. You may think, oh no, I can trust this guy. When you get there, no. If someone's like, dude, I so want you to come to this program, or you're in here, you have no problem, I'm guaranteed that we'll rank you. Don't believe it. You will be heartbroken. Many people on match day were, okay? A lot of people on match day get heartbroken by that hard piece of advice. Don't trust anyone. Rank the order you want to go, rank that order, but be willing to go anywhere on your rank list, okay? I just don't want you guys to be heartbroken. It's a hard time for some people. It's a really tough time. I know a guy, he's in my program this year. He's in Michigan with me. His wife is in Ohio, okay, an OBGYN. So that's 2 separate residencies, 2 separate states. It's very tough, okay? So you have to be willing to take that. Anyway, I'm running out of time. I know you guys will probably have some questions. I hope this helps. I hope you enjoy it. Talk to you soon. Goodbye.